And with us, Majah Hype, Instagram sensation, so many followers, so many people, they log on and log in to what Majah is doing to bring a comic relief in our world sometimes that is filled with, everybody going through their own pace, and you see comedy is something that is a healing, and it's a blessing, and it really takes somebody who is truly intelligent and really skillful to bring out laughter, especially in these times where you have to make people laugh in literally 15 seconds. It's easy. So I know it takes lots of thought, lots of process.
You know the joke, a lot of people look at what we do and feel like it's
just so?
Yeah, that's only 15 seconds. But, 15 seconds could add up to a lot.
Yeah, to get your point in 15.
Punchline, exactly.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Hype, welcome again to Trinidad.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Majah Hype, I guess the first burning question is, where you from us?
You're going right into it?
Yes, boy. Because people, I say, I don't know. I got to ask the man. I guess the whole fact is that you have all the accents down so clean.
Yeah.
That people really at a loss as to where.
I guess that just proves that I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to answer your question, politically, I come from a long history of cruise ship born family members. So I was born on a cruise ship.
All right then, cool, no problem. We'll work with that, man. We'll work with that. You
in the Caribbean Sea, of course.
Of course, in the Caribbean Sea. Yeah. So clearly a Caribbean man.
Yeah.
You based out there in New York, yeah? Tell me, obviously, how did it all actually start for you? Just take us back to the origins of your entertainment journey.
Well, to me, naturally, that who people see on social media and Instagram and stuff like that is naturally me. You know what I mean? Just bringing it to social media and stuff like that was roughly about 2 years ago. You know what I mean? I started doing it, and it was, at the time, it was me and one other comedian doing it. And I really wanted to separate myself from anybody else, so I started to build characters and stuff like that, such as the Ras, Grandpa James, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Sister Sandrine and all these other characters, you know what I mean? Binoculars, you know what I mean? And that's where I separated myself from everybody else. And then I started to realize that I built a lane for myself while seeing headlights. You know what I mean? Everybody started to jump in that lane. So, you know what I mean? There's always, as an artist, you always have to take yourself away from what the crowd is doing and do your own thing. You know what I mean?
And social media has really been able to truly help.
Definitely.
Help and advance.
Of course.
Your craft, you know.
Of course.
How many followers now?
Right now, currently, I think I'm at like 365,000. The Facebook is actually more than Instagram, because my fan base literally ranges from like 12 years old to 70 something years old, you know what I mean? And some of the older people, they don't want to mess with Instagram, you know what I mean? So they rather go on Facebook and watch the full length skits and stuff like that. So it's like 1.4 million on Facebook and stuff like that. So
I guess what would have worked for you too, being in New York, is such a melting pot. The entire world, they live in New York. The entire Caribbean too. So I would imagine being able to master all the accents, because you have the Bajan, the Jamaican, the Trini, the Guyanese. This is something you really Panamanian,
Asian.
Was it based on just the interaction with people from those parts, or you really went and studied the craft?
Naturally, living in Brooklyn, you come across all the different ethnicities and stuff like that. But at the same time, you have to. I don't care what career you're doing, you have to study that craft to better the craft. Naturally, it's a God-given talent, but you still have to study it and better it. You know what I mean? So I did a lot of research and did things to better my career.
Hit my Bajan.
Oh, cheese on bread, man. What's going on there? I eat the doubles the other day, man. I tell you, man, the doubles are the best doubles in the world.
Clean.
I get from up the road.
Jamaican.
Sure. You know the thing already, my brother. Beer thing I go on and beer something I go on. I love Trinidad, you know the thing already. I'm mad something, my brother.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, the Guyanese?
Of course. But now let me tell you something. I like Trinidad because y'all got beaches.
Yeah.
In GT we ain't got no beach. You understand me?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just like that, buddy.
And then the Trini accent now is one that we take for granted, but it's not easy for people to master that
Of
one.
course not.
Our real Trini, a real hard man Trini.
Like a Marshall.
Yeah, like a hard man Trini.
Boy, let me tell you something, Jed. I am the soca god of all this soca business that you see going on here. That man that named Majah, I be funny, but God had to thank me when I did for what I do for soca.
Clearly. that is boy. And I heard you have a buju real clean too, you know.
Well, you don't know, big up on crew.
Yes.
Man from the beat, big up on yourself, everything alright.
Buju, yes man. So I guess tomorrow for Stitches is it's a coming together of everything really, because I know now you're kind of transitioning into the full stand-up, right?
Yeah. Well, I've been doing stand-up for about a year. I've been on tour for a year now. In and out of the States and out of the country, the UK, all over the Caribbean and stuff like that. And Trinidad and Grenada is probably like the last 2 stops on this tour. And I've stopped taking a few dates for a little while just to do the movie that I'm working on right now. So the movie is almost done. It's about 90% done. So now we're gonna start the new tour in January and stuff like that. So I mean,
Tell me about the movie. Give
the movie is called Foreign Minds Think Alike. It's the storyline is basically about how all the characters met, how they came together, and because the Ras was the only outsider of the whole camp. Grandpa James, Peter, Hainsley, all these characters that I've created, didn't know the Ras, and the people who've been following me for a long time, they know that.
That's right.
So basically the story comes to life as how the Ras met them, and how they became friends, and just a form of unification in the Caribbean, because that's what I stand for. Jamaica's slogan is "out of many, one people," and I believe that's a regional thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Caribbean people in general, we all are one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you go to Jamaica, they'll call it ton corn meal.
Yeah.
But if you go to Barbados, they'll call it cuckoo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's all the same thing.
Just separated by the waters.
Definitely, exactly.
As it relates to Carnival, we'll get a time at all within that schedule to come back for the Carnival.
Yeah.
I know you love your Carnival, your TNT Carnival, yeah?
Definitely.
Sweet. And in terms of Stitches, for those heading tomorrow to Zen, what's in store, man?
Well, tomorrow, expect the unexpected. It's going to be a lot of different characters on stage. It's going to be me on stage. It's going to be, laughing and enjoyment, and everybody just coming out to have a good time. You know what I mean? In the world that we living in and the society that we living in right now, I think it's well needed. You know what I mean? For us to be able to laugh and criticize ourselves and laugh at the stereotypes of Caribbean people, because living in the States is a totally different energy when it comes to Caribbean people. You know what I mean? I remember one time when he was in Brooklyn, if you spoke with an accent right away, they thought you was Jamaican.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, oh, what part of Jamaica you from? And you're like, I'm Trinidadian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm Guyanese. You know what I mean? So it's wherever, and it's also about being proud of your own culture, but also remembering that we all are one.
Sweet. Well said. Again, for those who probably, under a rock and they're not logging on, how can they find you online? Well,
just simply type in my name, MAJAHHYPE. That's Majah Hype. A lot of people call me Majah. It's all good. It's called Caribbean Ebonics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Majah Hype. So that's the same name on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube as well. And on Twitter, it's Majah Hype World. And also you can check out my website, which is I'm So Majah, same spelling.com.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at. I'm all over the place.
What's the history with the name itself, though?
The history with the name,
Majah Hype.
You
have Hyper Songs, you have Hyper Dog.
Yeah, you can't leave. Majah was always my name because I never wanted to do small things on small scales. I always wanted to do it to my best ability. So I wouldn't name myself Minor Hype. I have to be major.
Oh, medium hype.
You understand? Lukewarm hype. I can't do that. You know what I mean? So I wanted to always, remind myself that, go the extra mile at all times. You know what I mean? So, and I changed the spelling because I never wanted to leave out the ja. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah. Always meaning in everybody's name,
Yeah.
Yes, man. So tomorrow.
Definitely tomorrow is the place to be. Zen. It's going to be crazy. Make sure you're there.
Sweet.
And if you're not there, your friends will tell you about it, and that will piss me off.
Yeah, they need to be there. Yeah, on a real. How long normally would be a set? You know, how long you could go for? If given the full freedom and space.
I could be up there for 3 hours, really.
Yeah.
But the duration of the show actually is an hour. But like I said, it definitely varies. You know.
Sweet.
So.
Major hype, you know.
Definitely.
Born out in the Caribbean Sea and on a boat. Yeah, he's a Caribbean.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So only really customs can tell you where this man from.
Yeah.
And even customs apparently don't know because.
They just stamp my book and then ask me where I from. I never see something so.
Yeah, boy.
You real funny. Here's your book. By the way, where you from? You just had my book in your hand.
Yeah. All the best, man.
Definitely.
Man,
it was a pleasure.
Respect.
Thank you.
Every time.